Princess Anne, 73, arrives in Scotland ahead of royal family break. The Princess Royal may be recovering from a concussion, but it hasn't stopped her from getting on with things in true princess and fashion. On Monday, Anne, 73, was pictured arriving at Edinburgh Castle's Esplanade for the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo. Her Royal Highness was met by Jason Barrett, Chief Executive Officer of the Tattoo, shortly before receiving the salute. Anne attended the exciting event to fulfill her prestigious role as salute taker for the show. The equestrian donned a classic beige coat over what appeared to be a forest green suit jacket. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. Meanwhile, her shoes matched in a navy blue hue and featured a subtle tartan pattern. She swept her locks back into a soft French twist, making way for her elegant, drop pearl earrings. The princess also added a red and gold brooch. Accessorizing her ensemble, she added a red and navy blue tartan scarf in a nod to the location. Following the salute, Anne took her seat in the royal box. The Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo is described as an experience like no other, bringing together the British military with international performances to form a spectacular show. This year's show, named Journeys, honored the seafarers who courageously traverse the oceans to connect people and cultures across continents. As patron of the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo, the Princess Royal has shown her support for the tattoo since 2006. She previously attended rehearsals at Redford Barracks to meet cast members and those working behind the scenes to create the iconic spectacle. The trip comes just days after Anne returned from Paris, where she spent 2 weeks watching the nail-biting Olympic Games. The royal touched down in France before the opening ceremony and met with members of Team GB. She was then seen soaking up tons of history-making sport, attending the rugby sevens, swimming, equestrian, hockey, and rowing events with her husband, Sir Timothy Lawrence. Princess Anne is known as the hardest-working royal, and whilst we have seen many similarities between her and her fellow equestrian daughter, Zara Tindall, did you know she looks just like one of her royal ancestors? The Princess Royal bears an uncanny resemblance to Queen Mary, wife of King George V. According to the Royal Collection Trust, Mary had a keen interest in collection artifacts, and after marrying her husband in 1893, she emerged as a collector in her own right. The official website states, she began by collecting works of art that had once belonged to her own family but had subsequently been dispersed. She was fastidious about researching objects and keeping catalogue records, and tracked objects down sometimes long after they had been sold off. After her marriage, Queen Mary widened this interest in her own family possessions to include all objects with historical links to the British royal family. She was a regular and well-known visitor to the dealers and the museums in London and took a close interest in the royal collection, both in terms of content and display. She refurbished the interiors at the Palace of Holyrood House and some of Buckingham Palace, and Frogmore House, where she also replanted much of the garden. Princess Anne isn't the only royal to have an incredible look-alike. Lady Louise, the daughter of the Duchess of Edinburgh and Prince Edward, bears an unbelievable likeness to Queen Charlotte. Queen Charlotte will be a very familiar character to fans of Bridgerton, and according to historic royal palaces, Charlotte was known for being clever, good-humoured and excelling at music. In 1761, aged 17, Charlotte found herself chosen by George III as his bride. She had good royal and Protestant credentials. Most importantly for the king, she was sweet-natured and compliant, the official website states. Meanwhile, Princess Eugenie looks a lot like the Queen Mother, the royal dup, both sharing big beautiful eyes, brunette locks, and a similar face shape. While the Queen Mother passed away when Eugenie was just 12 years old, the pair had a really sweet bond.